So if you're planning your first trip to London, this is the video that you're gonna wanna listen to. We've got several tips for you based off of our first trip to London, so let's get into it.
Don't worry about buying an Oyster card for the tube and public transportation. Just use your credit card if it has one of those little chips inside of it. You can just scan it, tap it, and that's what the locals do.
You end up paying the same price either way if you're scanning or if you're using the Oyster card, so it's just easier to not deal with the Oyster card at all.
Trains, underground. You genius, these muggles.
Second thing that you're gonna wanna do, because I don't know about you guys, but I never wanna look like a tourist when I'm in another city. I say that as I'm wearing my underground tourist t-shirt, but I never want to look like a tourist when I'm in another city. So I was worried about looking like a fool when I was trying to figure out the bus, but actually it's super easy to figure out. You can just use Google Maps, tell it where you want to go, and it will tell you the number of bus that you need to take, as well as what the fastest route is, whether that's between taking the bus or taking the underground.
Don't visit Westminster Abbey or go see Big Ben on Saturday. We made that mistake, and thankfully we came back during a weekday, so it was okay. There were so many people, it was not okay.
I feel like we've actually made it to like real London.
There are so many people here.
Yeah, it's really crowded.
Also, take my word, people on the internet get pretty upset if you call it Big Ben and not Elizabeth Tower.
We know it's Elizabeth Tower.
We knew that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just commonly called Big Ben. So, my mistake. I will never do that again.
Always go to main attractions early in the morning. So that could be something free like the Natural History Museum or something you pay for. Just do it in the morning and relax in the afternoon.
Early worm gets the worm.
If you're a Harry Potter fan, you've probably already done your research as to what filming locations you're gonna wanna go to. I went to platform 9 3/4, and to be honest, it was kind of underwhelming.
I was expecting a little bit more, and I wasn't expecting there to be like a line. I don't know what I was really expecting, but also I'm like, I don't really want to wait in a line by myself to get a cheesy picture. Right next to platform 9 3/4, there's a Harry Potter store, and that was actually way more awesome than the actual platform 9 3/4.
If you're super interested, still go, but to me, it really wasn't that impressive.
All the Potterheads are coming for you.
Yeah.
The British Museum is the ultimate museum. And I know there's a lot of controversy about how they got their stuff. You can do your own research, but it was really cool.
And speaking of museums, both the Natural History Museum and the British Museum are free to enter into, but you need to book a time that you're actually going to enter into those museums. We got to pass a massive group of people who did not book their tickets ahead of time, and so we got to skip this huge line the day that we showed up for that museum.
Guys, buy your tickets ahead of time for stuff. I bought our tickets ahead of time for natural history, and it's like, it's free. You just have to say like, I'm going on this day at this time. But anyways, we're like skipping this entire line.
I love you so much.
And this is like all of the people that we get to skip just because I literally just said like, we're going on this day.
It's common to have strikes in European countries, so make sure you plan some flexibility in your schedule. We moved our time to go to the British Museum a little bit later because there was a strike.
On our last day when we were in London, we decided to go to the London Eye and ride the big Ferris wheel that was right next to the Thames. This was more for Liam because we took our toddler with us and we wanted to have something fun to do that he would enjoy as well. And I have to admit, it was actually a lot more fun than I was planning on it being.
Yeah, it was breathtaking.
But also at the same time, it was kind of a money pit. There were a lot of ways that they tried to just like get some more money off of you by trying to sell you pictures while you were on the ride or offering to allow you to have your own carriage. What do you call them?
Capsule?
The little, capsules. They look like massive, like if you think of a pill that's huge. You get inside
your
of this
own pill.
Yeah, you get your own little carriage and you can pay to have your own all by yourself. Otherwise, you're probably gonna be in there with 25 other people.
If you are history nerds, like we are, plan a whole day for the Tower of London. We spent so much time there, even with our toddler, and absolutely loved it.
Like we said earlier, always go to the main attractions first thing in the morning. And that includes at the Tower of London. The main attraction there is the Crown Jewels. Make sure that you go there first. We went there first thing and we walked right in.
To see the Crown Jewels, we did not wait in line at all because we were like one of the first people into the Tower of London this morning, and so we just walked right in. But now there's a line. It's literally like wrapping around the entire place right now.
We prepared for rain and for having to stand outside. So we all brought rain jackets and boots and warm clothes because it was April when we went. Just be ready, it is London.
So if you've been doing your research for your first trip to London, you've probably figured out there are some markets that you're gonna wanna go to. And guys, the food in London is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with food everywhere else in the world, but we need to all start doing it the way that London does it. One of our favorite places to go for food was Borough Market. Borough Market is a a great place to go out for lunch. Not for dinner, because they close kind of early every single day. There was actually a couple of times where we tried to go and didn't realize how early they closed.
Please double check these, but as of right now, they're closed on Mondays, and then they close at 5 p.m. every day and 4 p.m. on Sundays. Another market that we loved was the Leadenhall Market, and we really wanted to go there because that's where they filmed the original Diagon Alley from Harry Potter. It's really interesting with the timing though, because you can only go on weekdays. It is open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., but again, please just double check before you go all the way out there.
This might be an unpopular opinion. We really didn't care for Kensington, and we would say we enjoyed our time in Hyde Park more than we enjoyed our time in Kensington Palace. It seemed overrated and there really wasn't a whole lot to do there. But this is not us trying to deter you from going, it's just us informing you of what we learned on our first trip.
One of my favorite things that Tim planned was for us to get off of the public transport over on the other side of Tower Bridge, walk across in the misty, foggy morning, and then go to the Tower of London. Highly recommend.
At some point while you're in London, you gotta get yourself some fish and chips. We went to a place called Ollie's, and I'll leave a link down in the description so that you guys can find that place. But it was basically this little hole-in-the-wall fish and chips place that Bill Gates has randomly been to. Bill Gates?
I think it was.
What was the...
Steve Jobs? It was Bill Gates.
What was the Amazon guy?
No, it's Bill Gates.
Okay, one of those really wealthy guys.
Right, Steve Jobs is dead, right?
Is he dead?
I think he's dead.
Oh my gosh.
Windsor Castle is not in London, just so you know. It is on the outskirts of London. Absolutely worth the hour and a half drive out there. It is so cool, but please just know it's not in London.
Westminster Abbey was my favorite landmark that we went to in London. There were so many amazing things inside of this abbey. It is worth it to take plenty of time to listen to all of the audio tour. I loved getting to hear all about the different graves that were inside of the abbey. I loved getting to hear about the different medieval kings that were buried there and the history that is in that place. It was absolutely incredible. So take your time at Westminster Abbey.
Also be mindful that it is an active abbey, so just be respectful.
Also, if your toddler has a meltdown in the middle of prayer while you're at Westminster Abbey,
And screams at the priest.
they will be very gracious.
They're super nice. Last tip, get lost in London. Just take some time to walk around. The city is just beautiful. Every part of it is breathtaking. So just enjoy.
One of my favorite moments the entire time that we were in London was just taking some time to walk through a little flower shop.
Oh
Do you remember
yeah.
that? Like right after Natural History
It
Museum?
was so random. Oh, because Liam was asleep.
Yeah, we needed a place for Liam to take a nap, and so we pushed him in his stroller through a flower shop, and he started to fall asleep. And then we went to a random coffee shop, did no research on it, just walked in and ordered some coffee, a cappuccino, I think, and it was just such an amazing moment.
Felt like a rom-com.
Thanks so much guys for watching. I hope that this video has been useful for you. If you want to see more travel tips like this or join us on our travel vlogs, we would love for you to join our channel. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment when you get to London and tell us what other things that you would recommend someone do on their first trip to London. See you in the next video.